Hi, Barry. Or should I say, the Flash. Dr. Wells is the man in yellow?
Everything he's been doing, helping me, it was all a lie.
You're not gonna get away with it.
Stop talking. Wells killed my mom.
Is he gonna kill Eddie?
I don't think it's a coincidence that this gorilla shows up at the very same time we're looking for Wells.
If I hadn't seen Jurassic Park, I wouldn't be nearly as frightened right now.
Father, you mean Wells?
Wells ordered Grodd to come after us, to distract us.
Hit it!
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So new trailer for next week's episode, Grodd Lives, full of all kinds of gorilla amazingness. So this is going to be a breakdown. So just to go in chronological order, Iris West finds out who Barry Allen is. I know everyone was asking about the spark. Does that mean that Iris have some sort of Speed Force connection herself? In the past, Iris West and other Flash family members have gotten Speed Force powers, but I don't know if they're going to go there that soon on the show. They have said that they might introduce Wally West in season 2. They didn't say how they were going to do that. They just said it might happen. I do think at some point we will see a female speedster, even if it's only temporary. If you ever read any of Jeff Johns' run, towards the end of the Wally West run that he was working on before Flashpoint, his wife, Linda Park, who we've seen on The Flash already, and his 2 children gained Speed Force abilities, but that was only temporary. As comic booky as The Flash is, I think the most ridiculous thing that we'll see before the end of the season is a talking gorilla. It looks like we'll spend more time in the Reverse Flash's secret volcano lair. I wonder if it's only accessible via that ladder there, like it's like some secret control room. Here's Barry sitting on the treadmill. I do kind of wonder if they'll go cosmic treadmill route. There's so many iconic images of the Flash fighting the Reverse Flash while running on the treadmill that I feel like if they're going to go like super comic booky, that would be something you'd want to include before the end of the season. So here in this scene, look at that little vial that Wells is working on. I made a joke on Twitter that, what if Wells were to steal the Omega? That's probably not the Omega from Arrow. That's probably not the virus. It's probably a piece of tech based on Farouk's powers. You know how he was able to steal the Flash's powers earlier this season? The Reverse Flash is going to need to steal Barry Allen's Speed Force if he's going to get back home. So it's more likely that this has something to do with that plotline. Don't be surprised if Eddie Thawne and Eobard Thawne spend the rest of the season together. Team Flash might not be able to rescue him till the finale. And for those asking, I know everyone asks why the Reverse Flash's eyes glow red. It's really just a function of how his body utilizes the Speed Force. He knows a lot more about the science of the Speed Force, how it works, how to use it to his benefit than Barry does. In the comics, he's able to use the negative Speed Force to do all kinds of crazy things. Like he can age and de-age himself, like he can actually literally change the age of his body. The Hollywood television reason why his eyes glow red is so you know that he's the villain if you're like a little kid and you have trouble remembering who the bad person is. That's a very comic booky device. Make the villain look scarier than the hero. As Barry says, Wells sicks Grodd on them to distract him from whatever Wells is going to be doing, presumably finishing his tech so that he can steal Barry's powers. I like the fact that Grodd calls Wells father, as if it's like some sort of Frankenstein or Island of Dr. Moreau type thing. I think it would be closer to Island of Dr. Moreau because Grodd wasn't dead to begin with. It wasn't like he brought something to life. The interesting thing to note though, even though Grodd in the comics is a villain, he's not like best friends with the Reverse Flash. Villains more often than not just form temporary alliances. The frenemy of my enemy is my friend. You guys can let me know what you think of like the full model of Grodd. I think he looks amazing for a TV budget. The really good thing about this is that as we get on in years, it gets cheaper and cheaper to do digital effects like this. It's just easier and easier for them to do it. So by the time we get to like Flash season 5, it'll be way cheaper for them to use Grodd. So if you ever wondered if we're going to get to Gorilla City or anything crazy like that or Solovar, think season 3, 4, 5. It just gets way easier, way cheaper for them to do it. And for those asking, the same actor that's voicing Grodd is also voicing Drax the Destroyer in the Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon. How cool is that? Here's a much better close-up shot of Grodd. That looks amazing. And then boom, a nice twist on that rocky ending they did in the Flash vs. Arrow 2-part episode. The Flash and Grodd running straight at each other. Just a couple other notes from last week's episode too. There was supposed to be a Caitlin Snow flashback, but Daniel Panabaker said that it might have been cut from the final edit. Sometimes that'll happen, like they'll shoot scenes and the episode will run long, so they'll have to just cut stuff. So we might see a lot of Caitlin Snow edits on the DVD release. What I'm hoping is that a lot of times if they end up cutting scenes like that, they'll just release them as clips online. The CW is really good about posting online clips. Way back, you used to have to wait for the DVD release for stuff like that. So many thanks to the people at the CW. For those asking about Supergirl 2, I have some Supergirl news. It's good and bad. So the good news is that the people at CBS really love the pilot. So dollars to donuts, we will get Supergirl. The bad news is that they might hold it and use it as a summer series in 2016, so they wouldn't start airing episodes till next summer, not this summer. So worst case scenario, we'll just have to wait like a year to see Supergirl. Because they finished the pilot, what I'm really hoping though is that they'll air it at Comic-Con, but they haven't confirmed anything. Comic-Con is at the beginning of July, so they might say something then, but if it's so far out, they might not spend a whole lot of energy promoting Supergirl. They might wait till next summer to start promoting it. And remember, it's CBS, it's not CW, so they might be able to use the CW shows to promote a little bit because CBS and CW are owned by the same company. Technically, it's all Warner Brothers Television, but don't expect a lot of Supergirl people to cross over to the CW shows, and that includes the spin-off show. I'm going to be posting this week's Arrow Flash Q&A next. They released the first image of Stephen Amell as Casey Jones in Ninja Turtles 2, so I'll talk about that in that video too. He's going to be slicing some people up with his hockey stick. In slightly related news, hopefully you guys have had a chance to see Avengers Age of Ultron 2 or 3 times already. You can click here for my spoilery breakdown if you've already seen it or if you just want spoilers. And you can click here to learn all about Grodd's origin story in the comics. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.